welcome to the meeting of the Warwick County School Corporation Board of School Trustees on April 10th, 2023. I'd like to welcome everyone this evening. Please stand and join us in a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda, we have patron concerns, and we have one person. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it, didn't I?
And they're in the front row.
They are. I was just anxious. Creature of habit. Tonight, we are going to recognize the 2022-2023 Aspiring Administrator Group, and I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Lambert.
Thanks, Mrs. Wilhelmus. As our board president said, we have a program in the district for aspiring administrators as well as a teacher leadership program. This is actually the second year we've done aspiring administrators. Last year in 21-22, we had, I think, Dr. Redmond, 24 or so about mixed across our elementary, middle school, and high schools. And what we do at Aspiring Administrator, we talk to our teachers and staff members who have an interest in being an administrator at some point. We at first ask why, and we try to figure that out, make sure they're okay. And then we go from there. And what we do is we have 3 sessions. And we do a variety of things. We have guests come in as principals. We go through some pretty heavy content, contemporary administrator content, and we also present them with scenarios, which are always fun, put them in a pickle and ask them to solve their way out of that. Now, as of this evening, we have 30 prospective administrator candidates in our corporation. If you look at the news today and you see out there, it's awful hard to find administrators, and we have a bunch of prospective, strong administrators in our ranks. So we're filling that back up. And so tonight, we missed last year and didn't have them come in to introduce themselves, and I'm not going to make that mistake this year. So this is in front of you is the 22-23 cohort. We only have one member who can't be here tonight. That's Ryan McKinney from WEC, who's coaching baseball this evening. But I would like to introduce each one of them, and I thought they could swing by the board and get a handshake. How's that sound? They did such a good thing. I don't know if any of them want to jump. Anybody want to jump up here on the mic? Yeah, they kind of laughed at that one. Kayla might be my only taker, but she's not going to tonight. But I will say this group was great. Last year we did it over at our admin building, and this year we did it in here because we had reconfigured. Greg did a nice job of getting the room set up the right way in here, getting the projector that way. We had more room, and I think they got a lot out of that, and good for them to get their eyes open on what's going on out there. We did everything from, like I said, the scenarios and simulations to preparation for the job and just what's going on out there. So again, future's bright in the hands of this group. So I'm going to introduce them when I introduce you to stand up so they can see and send a wave to everybody. Let's start with Kenan Barnett. Kenan teaches 4th grade at Chandler Elementary School. Bright future for us. Kenan's done a lot of nice work recently as we've had people out of buildings helping out at Chandler. Really appreciate that. Ashley Cook. Ashley Cook is works at Castle High School, and I hate to define her job because she does so many things. Helps primarily in that special ed area, but much, much more. Great for her. Kelly Hires. Kelly's at Yankeetown, our second Yankeetown person, and the Yankeetown group comes a serious business. I just have to say, between the 2 years and Kelly this year, it's been really nice to have that group, and I know her aspirations are there. She did a great job with our team. Craig Parker at Castle South Middle School. You know Craig in a variety of roles, and I know he got his eyes wide open here at the Aspiring Admin. Lots of good questions and stuff. It was fun to have him here. Kayla Russell. You all know Kayla. Kayla works in our learning department. She works with Dr. Redmond and Aaron Stallings and Kayla, just great in the sessions, and it's interesting to have her right across the hallway so we can talk about that stuff, but then have her here as part of the team, and it's just been great to have her there. And I also want to introduce Lucy Nellis. Lucy is at Newburgh Elementary School. You all know Lucy pretty well, right? Know her dad, Jim Little, and know her family real well. And Lucy has a tough job during the day, taking care of our students, and also has a bright future as an administrator. And we really appreciate this group. How about a round of applause for this team? I wish I could promise you all jobs, but I just don't have that right now. And I know at least a few of you are right there, right? I mean, you're applying for jobs now and looking for that. Last year's group, actually, we had two of our members of that cohort, Jake Moyes and who's my other one? Bo Falk, who went and got assistant principal jobs outside the district after completing that. And Dr. Redmond and I just learned the other day that Jake has an elementary principal job at Holland Elementary over in Southwest DuBois. So we're really excited for him. We got a chance to hang out with him. So we're getting our folks out there applying for the things here and also doing some of that work out there. And we're getting our name out. And I think the superintendents in the area are really liking the product. So it's a great thing. So I just want to say thanks. And what we do, Craig, you're going to start us off. Just going to walk this way kind of counterclockwise. Board wants to shake your hand, and then you guys need to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I'm feeling really old. Same with you.
I know.
My God.
Not that long ago.
I know.
And I'll see you.
5 minutes in, probably, yeah. Little.
Now, he
I
was
will-
teasing, you do not have to stay for the rest
Yeah,
of the
Ken, and I didn't really mean
Just
that.
kidding.
I will let you a little preview for the 24th, 2 weeks from tonight. We're going to be recognizing two groups that night, our district parent advisory team, as well as our student think tank. They're both going to be here that night. We'll get them ready. They'll get here about 10 till 7. That'll be a little bit bigger crowd coming in, but we'll get those two groups introduced for you, and I think we even have some other recognition set up for the rest of the month, so thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, moving on to agenda item number 4, patron concerns, and we have Marcy Crabtree, who would like to address the board. If you would come to the podium, please.
I'm Marcy Crabtree. I work at Oakdale 6.5 hours in the cafeteria. Been at the corporation for 23 years. I've been told that this is not the way to approach trying to get a raise, but I've not been told how else to do it. So I'd like to address the wages of the cafeteria workers. We made $11.05 back in 2005. Now we make $15.54. This is a $4.49 raise in 18 years, which does not keep up with the cost of living. The percentage raise to everyone leaves a bigger gap between the higher paid people and us making $15. So that doesn't seem right neither. I hope that we can come up with a better way of doing that eventually. I would also like to address that people who get hired tomorrow make the same amount that I do after working for 20 years. They get hired like that. We get absolutely no 401k, no benefits. The day I leave, I walk out with the same thing I came in with, nothing. Or I came in with a job, but you know what I mean. So if you guys could consider that, and hopefully come up with some kind of idea before the end of the school year. That way, hopefully, we don't lose more cafeteria workers, because if you guys noticed, there's been a bunch of them leave lately. And they claim it was due to pay. But, and that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Item number 5, consideration of routine business. Dr. Lambert.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. The routine items tonight are going to include approving the minutes of the March 13th board meeting, signing the docket, and approving the claims.
I move.
We have a motion to approve the minutes of the school board meeting held on March 13th and approve the claims and sign the docket.
Second.
Made by Mrs. Glover, a second by Jeff Baker. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item 6, consideration of items for board action. Dr. Lambert.
Yeah, let's start off with A. We have a principal asking to enter into an agreement for photo booth. You guys know what photo booth is? That's a great thing. You get to enjoy the pictures and make some money. In your board packet, you're going to find a request from Newburgh Elementary School Principal Dr. Holly Arnold to enter into a contract for a photo booth and machine equipment to be used on May 24, 2023 for their 5th grade celebration. I recommend the board approve this request as presented by Dr. Arnold to enter into this contract for My Photo Booth.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve entering into a photo booth contract for Newburgh Elementary made by Mrs. Metzger, and
I'll second.
we have a second by Mr. Mosby. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item B.
Yeah, we got a couple more things like this, and then we'll get on to some policy work. The next one that you're going to see in B is considering approving Boonville High School to enter into a contract for inflatables. In that package, you'll see a request from Boonville High School After Prom Committee, Mrs. Lynn Pierce, to enter into a contract for inflatables equipment to be used at on April 22nd, 2023 for the Boonville High School After Prom. I recommend the board approve this request as presented.
Do we have a motion? We have a motion made by Mr. Franz to enter into a contract for inflatables for Boonville High School made by Mrs. Lynn Pierce. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Mr. Eigner. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item C.
See, another one of the inflatables. In your package, you'll see another request from Yankeetown Elementary School Principal, Mr. David McConnell, to enter into a contract for inflatables equipment to be used at their April 14th, 2023 Spring Carnival. I recommend the board approve this request as presented.
We have a motion
Yes.
by actually it was by Mr. Baker. His hand was up first, I'm sorry. We have a motion by Mr. Baker to enter into a contract for inflatables for Yankeetown Elementary. And Mrs. Metzger, do we have a second?
Second.
From Mrs. Metzger. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item D.
Yeah, last one for this, and it's always a good time to pause and thank Mr. Whitehead for his work on contracts. We really appreciate that. Appreciate that you'll send them back and push them back and forth until they put us in the best spot. So I just want to pause and remind everyone of that good work you've done. In D, it's approving to enter into a contract for a virtual reality coaster and bumper cars.
That sounds pretty cool.
That sounds pretty good. They're getting better. It was always
Yeah.
inflatables, and now we're getting these.
We
a
are
photo
getting better.
booth and a bumper car.
I'm going to their after prom.
I hear you. In your package, you're going to find a request from Tecumseh High School Principal, Mr. Jason Fisher, to enter into a contract for virtual reality coaster and bumper cars to be used at their April 28th Tecumseh High School After Prom. I recommend the board approve this request as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mrs. Glover to enter into a contract for virtual reality coaster and bumper cars. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Franz. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item E.
Yeah, one more inflatables, but before we do, I'll try to get that virtual reality coaster on graduation ceremony during the day since we're all hanging out. We do the virtual coaster. I'll see if Mr. Hood will be up for that at Castle High School. Last one on inflatables. In your package, you'll find a request from John H. Castle Elementary School Principal, Mr. Adam Schmidt, to enter into a contract for inflatables equipment to be used at their spring carnival on May 11, 2023. I recommend the board approve this request as presented.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve, to enter into a contract for inflatables at John H. Castle made by Mr. Jordan Eigner. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mrs. Metzger. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item F.
We have 3 policies for first reading tonight. And to remind everyone, when we do policy and make a change for policy, we have a first reading in public, and then we can come back at the next meeting, have a second reading, and at that point, the board may decide to take action if they wish. But tonight's going to be a first reading for 3 separate policies. The first one has to do with federal funds. In your board packet, you're going to find a copy of Policy 6700, Federal Funds, submitted by Dr. Walter Lambert. This new policy covers how federal funds are utilized within the school corporation. Tonight is the first reading of this proposed policy, and again, a second reading will take place 2 weeks from tonight on April 24th. I'll go ahead and read this in its entirety. It is the objective of this Board of School Trustees, also known as School Board, to provide equal educational opportunities for all students within the corporation. Therefore, it is the intent of the school board to study federal legislation to enhance educational opportunities, the educational environment, and better physical and mental growth for each student. The superintendent shall review new federal education legislation and prepare proposals for programs the superintendent deems would be of aid to the students of this corporation. The superintendent shall approve each such proposal prior to its submission, and the school board may approve all grants resulting from such proposals. The school board regards available federal funds of aid to local school corporations and communities as a public trust. It forbids the use of federal monies for partisan political activities and for any use that would not be in accord with federal guidelines on discrimination. All federal funds received by the corporation will be used in accordance with the applicable federal law, including in a manner that does not violate 20 U.S. Code 7906. The superintendent shall ensure that each draw of federal monies is as close as administratively feasible to related program expenditures. That'll be our first reading for tonight. Again, I'll come back with the exact same thing 2 weeks from tonight, and you can determine if you want to take action on that policy.
Okay, thank you. Item G, first reading of updated policy 4130, student remediation, retention, promotion.
Yeah, let's go on this one. Same deal. We're going to read this for the first time, policy 4130. Dr. Walter Lambert has brought the second policy to the board, updated policy 4130, student remediation, retention, promotion. This policy has been revised with updated language. Tonight we will conduct that first reading. The Board of School Trustees, School Board, recognizes that the personal, social, physical, and educational growth of children will vary and that they should be placed in the educational setting most appropriate to meet the child's needs at their various stages of growth. Promotion or retention of students stems from the total development of the individual child related to the educational program. General overall scholastic achievement should have a primary influence in determining retention and/or promotion of the individual child. Promotion of a student will occur based on the professional recommendations of the teaching administrative staff. The student must also achieve the instructional objectives set for the present grade level. A student identified as a student with special needs shall be promoted or retained based on the opinion, professional judgment of the case conference committee team and building administrator or principal. A student identified whose primary language is not English shall be promoted or retained based on the professional opinion of the EL teacher, classroom teacher, and building administrator principal. If a child is being considered for retention, the following actions should occur. Parents of any child whose promotion is in jeopardy will be notified well in advance of any actual decision regarding the possibility of promotion retention. Final determinations will be made before the end of the current school year. Parent-teacher conferences must be held whenever the retention of a child is being considered. Retention will not be finalized until the parent has had an opportunity to meet with the classroom teacher, school administrator. An evidence-based tool will be completed at the superintendent's discretion and shared at the parent-teacher conference. The school principal has the responsibility for student classification, and students may be reclassified when, in the professional judgment of the principal, it becomes necessary or advisable. The superintendent shall have the authority to establish administrative regulations to effectuate this policy.
Okay, thank you. And one more.
One more.
Policy 4210, kindergarten and grade 1 entrance age requirements. Dr. Lambert.
Let's go. This was policy 4210, also first reading. Indiana law requires that a student must be at least 5 years of age on August 1 of the school year to officially enroll in a kindergarten program offered by the school corporation. While not required by Indiana code, the Board of School Trustees supports the following grade 1 entrance age requirements. Grade 1 age requirements. To enroll in grade 1 at the beginning of the school year or at any time during the first semester, a student must be 6 years old on or before August 1 of the school year. Or the student may enroll in grade 1 if the student has already completed kindergarten in another school district that has had a different starting age requirement. Or 3, the student may enroll in grade 1 if the student is transferring to grade 1 during the second semester from another school district that has a different starting age requirement for grade 1. There is a right of appeal. If the parent opposes the denial of enrollment in kindergarten or grade 1 based upon state and local policy, the parent may appeal the decision by making a written request to the superintendent, indicating the specific reasons for the request. Such appeal process must be conducted within 20 school days after the request, unless both parties agree to an extension. The superintendent shall have authority to request that parents produce IQ, achievement, and other relevant tests to support their appeal for their child's early entry. The superintendent shall review the actions and decisions to deny enrollment and shall confirm or reverse the decision based on the review. The superintendent's decision regarding enrollment shall be final.
Thank you.
And I'll come back and read those the exact same way 2 weeks from tonight. Same place, same dais.
Okay, item I, consider adding high school course offerings beginning in 2023-24.
All right. In your board packet, you're going to find a request from the Director of Learning, Dr. Abby Redmond, to add the following high school offerings for the 2023-2024 school year. AP Pre-Calculus and Analytical Algebra 2. I recommend the board approve the addition of these courses as presented.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion made by Mr. Eigner, second by Mr. Mosby. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I think Mr. Mosby wants to substitute teach in that AP Pre-Calculus class if he gets the chance.
Well, no, it brought back memories.
I bet. All right, second to last one here. Considering a donation to be accepted for Tecumseh High School. In your packet, you're going to find a donation request from Tecumseh High School Principal, Mr. Jason Fisher, in the amount of $1,875 from Quail Forever. This donation will be used to benefit the Tecumseh High School Clay Target Team. I recommend the board approve this request as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mrs. Metzger and a second by Mr. Baker. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, we got all the way down. In your packet, you'll find two donation requests from Boonville High School Principal Dr. Mike Witten from the Community Foundation Alliance Incorporated. The first donation is in the amount of $200 and will be used to benefit the Boonville High School Unified Track Team. Second request is in the amount of $500, and that'll be used to benefit the Boonville High School Track Team. I recommend the board approve both of these requests as presented.
Do we have a motion?
I move to approve.
We have a motion by Mrs. Glover to approve the donations to Boonville High School for the Unified Track Team and the track team.
And the track team.
Yes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Baker. All those in favor, or excuse me, is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, item 7, consideration of personnel recommendations. Dr. Gresham.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. The Human Resources Office has the following business to bring before the board tonight. Agenda item A, consideration of employment, certified staff positions. Jason Fisher, Director of Learning. The rest of the certified positions are all for the 23-24 school year. Charles Diedrich, EMT part-time teaching position at Warwick Pathways and Career Center. Sarah Arnold, multi-categorical special education teaching position at Castle North Middle School. Caitlin Greenwell, family and consumer science teaching position at Castle High School. Ellen Messer, elementary teaching position at Chandler Elementary. Heather Schnurr, kindergarten teaching position at Oakdale Elementary. Jenica Pritchard, remediation teaching position at Newburgh Elementary. Samantha Bucher, 5th grade ELA teaching position at Newburgh Elementary. Angie Farwith, 4th grade teaching position at Newburgh Elementary. Jasmine Feldhaus, 4th grade teaching position at Newburgh Elementary. Lucas Messmer, social studies teaching position at Boonville High. Kayla Avery, science teaching position at Boonville High. Megan Harris, elementary teaching position at John H. Castle. Allison McDonald, elementary teaching position at John H. Castle. Sydney Seaton, multi-categorical teaching position at Yankeetown Elementary. Anna Jo Bushi, 5th grade teaching position at Sharon Elementary. McKenna Herr, 2nd grade teaching position at Sharon Elementary. Natasha Saunders, ABS teaching position at Sharon Elementary. Ryan Spall, kindergarten teaching position at Linville Elementary. Lena Stevens, 1st grade teaching position at Linville Elementary. Lisa Ling, temporary ESL at Sharon Elementary. And the following support staff positions: Kimberly Howard, 3.25 cafeteria position at John H. Castle. Christina Morris, 6-hour clerical aide at Boonville High. Michael Cook, Class D maintenance at Boonville High. And Justin Morgan, Class D maintenance.
That was a long list.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Gresham.
I would love to make a motion to approve all those new hires.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Mosby. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Franz. Is there any further discussion?
I don't know if I just didn't hear you say it, but there was one name that I think you might have skipped. Did anybody else see that?
No, I did
There were
not.
2 4th grade positions at Newburgh, and the first one on there, the one, I didn't hear you read. The second one.
Anna Jo Bushi.
No, Jasmine.
I think it was Angie Farwick and,
No, what-
Angie
read
Farwig,
it.
fourth grade teaching position at Newburgh Elementary, and
He did.
Jasmine Feldhaus, fourth grade teaching position at Newburgh Elementary.
Yeah, that was the one I think I didn't hear.
Yeah, he did. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, call for a vote. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Dr. Gresham.
Thank you. Agenda item B, consider naming the volleyball coach, varsity volleyball coach at Boonville High School. We would like to recommend Kirby Allstott for that position, please.
We have a motion by Mr. Baker to name Kirby Allstott as varsity volleyball coach at Boonville High School. Is there a second? We have a second by Mr. Mosby. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Dr. Gresham.
Agenda item C, leave requests. Hannah Llewellyn, ENL teacher at Sharon Elementary. Shannon Hart, science teacher at Castle South. Sarah Wall, program assistant at Logue Elementary. Cynthia Simon, 3.75-hour cafeteria employee at Castle North. Mallory Edwards, second grade teacher at Sharon Elementary. Brandy Bruce, first grade teacher at Chandler Elementary. Timothy Daughtery, Class C maintenance.
I move to approve.
We have a motion by Mrs. Glover,
Second?
second by Mr. Eigner. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Dr.
Agenda item
Gresham.
D, report of early return. Christy Health, special education teacher, itinerant teacher, and Charlotte Ellsworth, health aide at Logue Elementary, have both submitted appropriate paperwork to return early from their previously approved leaves. Agenda item E, resignations. Aaron Purdue, remediation teacher at Newburgh Elementary School, effective May 25th, 2023. Tricia Lambert, fourth grade teacher at Newburgh Elementary School, effective May 25th, 2023. April Hopkins, art teacher at Linville Elementary School and Elberfeld Elementary School, effective May 25th, 2023. Courtney Perkins, 3.25-hour cafeteria employee at John H. Castle Elementary, effective March 13th, 2023. Molly Lynch, fax teacher at Castle High School, effective May 25th, 2023. Melissa Layson, special education teacher at Castle High School, effective March 21st, 2023. Terry Harkes, ABS program assistant at Oakdale Elementary, effective May 25th, 2023. Brooke Hart, special education teacher at Tecumseh High, effective May 25th, 2023. Jill Vanderwall, first grade teacher at John H. Castle Elementary, effective May 25th, 2023. Andrea Gable, English teacher at Castle High, effective May 25th, 2023. Michelle Hayes, Spanish teacher at Castle High, effective May 25th, 2023. LaDonna Kelly, program assistant at Logue Elementary, effective April 4th, 2023. Daisha McKillop, language arts teacher at Castle South, resignation effective May 25th, 2023. Stacy Nance, 6.5-hour cafeteria employee at Castle High, effective April 14th, 2023. Evelyn Albertson, 6.5-hour cafeteria at Castle North Middle, effective May 25th, 2023. Tommy Chumley, program assistant at Castle High, effective April 10th, 2023. And agenda item F, retirements. Amy Winchester, fifth grade teacher at Newburgh Elementary, retirement effective May 25th, 2023. Tamara Redmond, cafeteria manager at Elberfeld Elementary, effective May 24th, 2023. Donna Price, library media specialist at Castle High, effective May 25th, 2023. Lois Ransom, second grade teacher at Chandler Elementary, retirement effective May 25th, 2023.
Thank you, Dr. Gresham.
I think Dr. Gresham and his team are going to be very busy over the summer.
We have been busy.
I got a quick question, Dr. Gresham, if you don't care. So, and maybe we can't do this for HR reasons, but do we ever do kind of like a exit interview type thing for people just, if they're resigning, it might be nice to know what it is and then compare that data and see if it's something that we can look at it, or?
Interestingly enough, yes, we do, and it was discussed in our personnel committee meeting earlier tonight.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. Do you have that data?
I have some information that.
I don't need it now, I'm just saying.
he's
maybe
going to
for-
give it to you, Mr. Eigner. He's going to do a report here in just a second. I think that's,
Wonderful.
we're like spoiling his lead
I'm
thing.
sorry.
I have a feeling He's all ready
It
to
just
go.
popped in my head, I'm sorry. Sorry, Dr. Gresham. I'm good.
Great thought.
Yeah, I really had no idea. Sorry.
Good idea.
Quick response, George.
I'll wait for you to acknowledge him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I thought we did. Thank you, Dr. Gresham. We appreciate your report.
Reports tonight. We have one. Dr. Gresham, could you join us at the podium and give an update on the Personnel Committee? I believe you had a meeting earlier this evening, and there might be some questions about exiting.
Earlier this evening, we had 2 items of old business. I reported on the USI Teacher Fair, which I attended last week from 4 to 6 p.m. a week ago tonight. Spoke with 30 to 35 teaching candidates that are graduating from either USI, University of Evansville, or Vincennes University. While that's a solid number, it's still about half of what we would speak to at that same teacher fair pre-pandemic. We do have a large number of elementary ed teachers that were still there, very small number of secondary. So our middle school and high school are not coming out like they used to. We did have a larger number of special ed teachers than I expected. All of them were a special ed, elementary ed combo. So they are of the mainly elementary ed persuasion, but they did add special ed, which does allow them to teach pre-K through 12. So they're licensed in those areas, and we will be reaching out to some of them about open positions that we have. Other item of old business, we talked about the difference between the new alternative special ed license and how that compared to the old emergency permits, which are not allowed anymore in special education. Under new business, we talked about the round robin interviews that our elementary principals participated in last week. We spoke with 32 external candidates, all in one day. All 10 of our elementary principals, plus 1 assistant principal, helped with those. So these candidates were able to get their faces in front of all these principals, and the principals were able to see a large pool of candidates to see what's out there. And from those interviews, we were able to fill, I believe it was 12 of 14 possible positions. 2 of the principals wanted to go back to the drawing board for those. So it was a long day. The first interview started at 7:30, and we didn't leave until almost 7 o'clock that night. But it was well worth it for what we... Now, as far as, we did talk about exit interviews. I was able to conduct 2 exit interviews recently with some candidates that left in the middle of the year. And don't want to get into the weeds too much, but I did have some good information that I've been able to share with some principals and other members of our administrative team in the office to try to see if we can fix some of those things.
Good.
Any questions?
No, it was perfect timing for Mr. Eigner's question. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have one thing. Dr. Gresham mentioned about going to the USI Fair, and I think you all know we went up to Bloomington last month to do that work. Just want to thank Laura for the work she's done with that and helped us on the things she's put together. I mentioned it, but I want to mention it again. Just, we really have a slick presentation to start putting ourselves out there when the students come up and prospective students. I know Laura put a lot of time into that, communicated with us, did a lot of trial and error until it got just right, and we went and put all that stuff out. It's great. I don't know how Dr. Gresham feels about it, but I think it's really nice.
We have a much better look about us as we go to these events now than we had a year or 2 ago. So we look as good as anybody out there.
That's right.
I'll say that for sure.
Thank you,
Great.
Laura.
Which is what we need.
Good work.
Thank you, Dr. Gresham. Any other reports?
We're all good.
Okay, other board business. Tonight, we have a work session immediately following this board meeting. And then tomorrow morning, we have construction at 7:30 at the admin building. Tomorrow night, we have an executive meeting here at 5 p.m. And then the next Personnel, Food, and Nutrition Custodial Committee meeting will be 6:30 here on May 8th. Other meetings. Would anyone else like to report?
I was looking for the next special ed transportation.
Tish,
Tish,
Tish.
next special ed transportation meeting, I don't have my notes.
It's a week from tomorrow, I believe.
Is it? Here, I'm-
Yeah, it's on Tuesday,
Tomorrow,
8:30.
okay.
The policy and curriculum meeting.
18th at 8:30.
Thank you.
April 18th at 8:30 for the special ed committee meeting and transportation. I'm sorry, Mrs.
That's
Glover,
okay.
you were interrupted.
Policy and curriculum will next meet May 8th at 5:30 here at the Central Services.
Any other? Seeing nothing else, we will adjourn. Thank you for coming. Meeting adjourned.